Before anything else, you should do this when your old friend passes away. There are 6 prudent procedures that elderly individuals should do. Having experienced the loss of a close friend, have you ever pondered whether there is something that you ought to do first? Friendships are becoming increasingly valuable as we progress through life, because they are so deeply ingrained in our identities. Losing one of them can seem like we are losing a piece of ourselves. In this video, we will discuss 6 things that wise people of a certain age do first. The actions that you take in the aftermath of the death of a dear friend are not only meant to honor the friendship, but also to safeguard your own heart and well-being. Stay with us until the very end to find out how making even the smallest of gestures can help heal pain, develop strength, and keep their spirit alive with comfort rather than regret. The time has come to get started. First and foremost, give yourself permission to experience the entire range of emotions that loss brings. It can be tempting to ignore the pain that you are experiencing, to keep yourself busy, or to tell yourself that you have to be strong for the sake of everyone else when a close friend passes away. But if you want to be sensible, one of the best things you can do is give yourself permission to feel the pain without passing judgment on it. Sadness is not a sign of weakness. The affection that you shared and the depth of the bond that you shared are reflected in this. It is not possible to eradicate it by ignoring it or allowing it to pass you by. It merely tucks it away, only to reappear at a later time in manifestations that can be more difficult to confront. Many people who are experts in emotional resilience believe that if one acknowledges their loss in a public, even if it is done softly and discreetly, it prevents the sorrow from becoming more difficult to deal with, such as regret or chronic sadness. A tremendously therapeutic experience can be had by allowing yourself to cry, sitting in quiet, or even speaking out loud to the memories of your friend. Consider the case of Robert, a Michigan resident who is 74 years old and who lost his best fishing companion at the age of 40. The sensation of numbness lasted for several days, and he persevered through tasks and discussions as if he were sleepwalking. Nevertheless, when he did finally take a seat by the lake, they would come to visit, and they would let the tears fall freely without suppressing them. He experienced a change on the inside. Even while the weight did not go, it became less burdensome. Rather from being something that crushed him, it evolved into something that he could pick up and carry. There is no need to feel your pain to the point of drowning in it. In other words, it means allowing it to have a place at the table, recognizing that your love was genuine, that your loss is genuine, and that your heart is permitted to bruise. Stopping yourself from moving on from your sadness is the first step toward healing. Moving with it and allowing it to teach you something about the power and tenderness that you still possess within you is what it is doing. The second step is to make contact with additional common friends or members of the same family. As a result of the loss of a close friend, it is common to experience feelings of isolation in your mourning, as if no one else could possibly comprehend the emotions that you are experiencing. However, reaching out to other people who may have known and loved the person in question is one of the most healing things you can do. By exchanging anecdotes, recollections, and even tears with individuals who are also experiencing the same loss, we are able to create a circle of consolation that none of us can generate on our own. It serves as a reminder that you are not grieving in isolation, that the life that your buddy lived had an impact on a great number of people, and that the connection that we shared is still present among you. It is common practice among grief counselors to assert that chatting with other people who have experienced the same loss as you does more than only alleviate feelings of isolation. It also assists in organizing and honoring memories, weaving them into something collective and enduring rather than something private and terrible. Consider the case of Eleanor, a Pennsylvania resident who is 77 years old and who has lost her childhood companion Betty. She decided against withdrawing into her own melancholy and instead called a few of their former classmates and offered that they get together at their favorite food establishment. They reminisced about Betty together over a cup of coffee, while laughing and crying quietly. They recalled the humorous things she used to say and the way she could make a room brighter. In Eleanor's words, The agony was not completely eradicated by that afternoon, but it was cloaked in something more comforting, an item that can be survived. Grief has the ability to make one feel as though the world is smaller. Getting in touch with it brings back a sense of connection. Don't feel like you have to bear every memory by yourself. It is possible that sharing a tale, a smile, or even just a moment of silence with another person who is also missing them might bring a sense of joy to your heart in ways that you would not anticipate. I would appreciate it if you could use the second comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Let's proceed with our plans now. Write a letter of condolence to your friend who has passed away. Which is the third step. It is not always the words that are spoken that are the most difficult aspect of losing a dear friend. It is the things that were not said. All the thank yous, the I'm proud of yous, and the straightforward, I love yous, that were put on hold due to time constraints, routines, or hesitations. The act of writing a letter to a friend who has passed away is a powerful and intimate approach for older folks to cope with this emotional situation. If they were still present to read it, it would be a genuine letter written on paper. Counselors who specialize in grief frequently prescribe this because it provides a secure environment in which to express everything. Your heart is still filled with feelings of appreciation, sorrow, humorous recollections, and even the smallest of everyday things that you wish you could still share with others. When you write it down, those whirling, indescribable emotions are transformed into something that can be touched and felt. Something you can look at, hold, and possibly even read again in the future. Consider the tragedy that befell Harold, an 81-year-old man from Oregon who had been fishing with his neighbor and companion for almost 30 years. A few weeks after the funeral, he sat down at his kitchen table and penned a letter to him. In the letter, he told him about the catch of the day, how the garden was flourishing, and how much he missed their early morning conversations. He hid the letter inside his old tackle box after folding it and putting it away. Although it did not completely remove the loss, it did bring Harold feelings of closeness and calm. It is not necessary for you to present the letter to anyone. It has nothing to do with grammar or being perfect. The important thing is to recognize the connection you had with one another and to give yourself permission to utter the words that you still carry. Because there are times when the most important thing is not whether or not they hear you. That you say it for both yourself and for them is the key. Creating a minor ritual or paying tribute is the fourth activity. It is possible that the days that follow the death of a loved one will leave you feeling empty, as if the rhythm of your life has been severely disrupted. One of the ways that senior citizens who are intelligent might start the process of restoring that rhythm is by developing a straightforward ritual or tribute to honor the memory of their companion. It does not need to be particularly elaborate. Simply said, it must have some significance to you. You may do something like light a candle at the same time every night. Put a picture in a place where you will see it every day. Water a plant that they gave you, or walk a trail that you and they used to walk together. The connection is maintained in a way that is delicate and grounding through the use of these modest activities. Rituals, according to the findings of researchers who study loss and resilience, provide a feeling of structure and emotional stability to the individual, in addition to providing us with a location to store the love that is no longer destined for a physical recipient. They serve as a constant reminder that our memories are still alive and still revered. Martha was Joyce's closest friend, and she used to phone her every Sunday morning without fail. Joyce, who was 70 years old and from South Carolina, has lost her dearest friend Martha. Today, Joyce makes it a habit to drink her coffee on the porch at precisely the same time every Sunday. Despite the fact that she is not anticipating a call, she takes advantage of the opportunity to speak with Martha in order to listen to her voice and to feel the breeze. It is said to provide her with a sense of calm and a peculiar clarity. These rituals are not about clinging to anything with excessive force. Holding on with wisdom, grace, and love at the same time is what they are about. A simple ritual can be a lifeline, a thread of memory that keeps the warmth of that connection close. Even as life proceeds with its normal course of events, in times of bereavement, even the smallest of actions can become sacred. I would appreciate it if you could use the fourth comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Let's proceed with our plans now. Take care of both your physical and emotional health. Which brings us to the last point. When a dear friend passes away, it is easy to forget about yourself in the days that immediately follow the loss. You may find that your meals lose their flavor, that sleep is difficult to come by, and that the simple rituals that used to keep you rooted in reality begin to fade away without your knowledge. Nevertheless, sage older individuals are aware that it is not selfish to take care of one's body and spirit at times of sadness. Yes, that is necessary. Grief is a burden that is carried by your body, and it is felt equally as intensely as it is through your emotions. When we are mourning, our immune systems naturally weaken, our appetites shift, and our energy levels drop. This is something that our healthcare specialists frequently remind us of. It is possible that ignoring these physical necessities can slowly but surely drive you further into depression or possibly death. Take, for example, Walter, a 79-year-old man from Ohio who recently suffered the loss of his best friend of 50 years. During the course of several weeks, he did not eat breakfast, slept at strange hours, and ceased going for his daily walks. It wasn't until he passed out one afternoon that he recognized that he couldn't force himself to get through the grief that he was experiencing. In a dry season, it required care and attention, just like a garden would. It was with the assistance of his family that Walter was able to re-establish some of his daily habits. Nutritious meals, fresh air, and a little stretching in the morning helped the fog gradually lift. And it was all because to these things, it is not necessary to pretend that everything is okay in order to take care of oneself during a time of mourning. In other words, it means allowing yourself to feel what you need to feel without allowing yourself to be carried away by those feelings. Take a break whenever you feel the need to. If you don't feel hungry, you should still eat, even if it's just for a few minutes. Move your body in a gentle manner. The process of healing requires energy, and your health serves as the foundation upon which you build your future. Take one step at a time, with care and affection. The sixth step is to consider the ways in which your friend's life has impacted your own. When someone you care about passes away, there is a wrenching pain that cannot be adequately expressed in words. Nevertheless, as they get older, wiser people are aware that in addition to the loss, there is also an invitation, an opportunity to contemplate the ways in which that buddy has influenced the person you are now. They take the time to silently think, what gifts did this friend leave with me? Rather than concentrating exclusively on the fact that your friend is not present, due to the fact that they were a part of my existence. What kind of life lessons, joys, and even the smallest habits of kindness or humor are now ingrained in me? Grief counselors frequently discuss the importance of maintaining relationships. This concept holds that love and influence are not lost when a person passes away. In the event that we choose to acknowledge and respect them, they continue to be a part of who we become. Joan, a Vermont resident who was 76 years old, has suffered the loss of her good friend Sylvia, who had always inspired her to seek out new experiences. A pottery class was something that Joan decided to enroll in a few weeks after Sylvia had passed away. Something that they had frequently discussed but had never actually done. When she was behind the wheel, she claimed that she could sense Sylvia's spirit with her at all times. We were laughing at her shaky bowls and encouraging her to keep going. It is not necessary to cling to one's sorrow indefinitely in order to carry forward the spirit of a friend. That you allow their best traits to continue to live on via your acts, your decisions, and your bravery is what it implies. It is not true that grief may destroy a relationship. The transformation from something that is conveyed moment to moment to something that is carried heart to heart is brought about by this. When you discovered tiny ways to live out what your buddy taught you, such as kindness, curiosity, and bravery, you are honoring not only their memory but also the wonderful impact they had on your life. I would appreciate it if you could use the 6th comment section below to let me know that you are continuing viewing this video and that you are finding these insights to be helpful. I strongly suggest that you subscribe to the channel and activate the bell if you have not already done so. This will ensure that you do not miss any videos. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. Let's proceed with our plans now. Lastly, some thoughts. Take a moment to collect your thoughts and take a deep breath as we approach the conclusion of this film. Among these steps, which one resonated with you the closest? Which of these do you feel completely prepared to accept if and when you are confronted with the loss of a close friend? Please leave a comment below so that we can understand what you think about this. Discuss one item you discovered today and how you want to show gratitude to the friendships that have played a significant role in shaping your life. There is no such thing as forgetting or moving on when you are grieving the loss of a close friend. It's about bringing them ahead with you in your memories, in the seemingly insignificant rituals you perform on a daily basis, and in the fortitude and insight they helped you develop. There is a connection that is created between the life that you shared and the life that you are still constructing with every act of love and every moment of introspection. When we experience loss, it creates voids within us, but it also creates room for fresh growth, new thankfulness, and new courage. You are doing more than just surviving when you grieve on purpose and acknowledge the impact they had on your life. Through your actions, you are incorporating their energy into the exquisite tapestry that is your own life story. We appreciate you being here with us today. It would be wonderful if you could get in touch with us. Please leave a comment below and tell us about one item you discovered today and how you intend to put it to use in your life right now. We place a high value on your opinions, so please do not be reluctant to share them with us. Our inspiration and encouragement are greatly increased as a result of reading your remarks. I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, and share this video if you found it to be informative and enjoyable. With your assistance, we are able to continue producing high-quality content that will both inform and inspire you. We appreciate you taking the time to watch, and we hope to see you in the future video.